Center, single back is Gibbs. Goff turn, gives it to Jameer, to the end zone, touchdown Detroit Lions. That's the way you make a statement on the road on Monday night to start a football game, straight down the field to the end zone. It is 2nd and goal from the 1. Goff out of the gun, hands it to Montgomery, tries the left side, did not get in. It's going to be 3rd and goal from inside the 1. There, they say he did get in. Late call. There it is. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Better late than never. Out of the gun. Jackson's got it. Running to his right. Wants to throw. Now being pressured. Ball's loose on the ground. It is recovered by Jackson, but it does not matter. That's Lions football. A 4th down stop by this team. Jackson tried to roll out, had a run pass option, and Jack Campbell was there to knock that ball loose. That is a big time stop by that defense. Lions show 4 across the front. There's the snap. Jackson back, looking right. Pressure comes. Jackson still looking. Stepping up. Gonna get hit. Gonna go down. Al-Quadin Mohammed got him. Goff out of the gun. Montgomery to his right. Jared's got it back and looking, throwing right side. Wants Amon-Ra. End zone. Got it. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. What a delivery that time by Goff, where only Amon-Ra with those late hands could pull it in. And the Lions are an extra point away from drawing even once again here in Baltimore. Jackson fakes the give to Henry, wants to throw, steps up, gonna get hit, gonna get spun down again. That's another sack by that Lions defense. That is Al-Quadin Mohammed for the 2nd time tonight. 96, that is big, man. Goff up under center, turns, gives, Amon-Ra flips it out to Gibbs. He's to the house, baby. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Oh, that is beautiful. Goff hands it to Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra flips it to Gibbs, and the Lions have got the lead back. From the Lion 19, Jackson out of the gun. He's got it, wants to throw. Jackson looking, stepping up. Now he's going to get hit, going to go down. Sack back outside the 20-yard line. That football came out, but they're going to say he was down. That is another big play by that Lions defense. Trevor Nowaski with the sack. There's the snap. Jackson back. Jackson looking. Jackson stepping up, rolling to his right, being chased. Still looking. Now he's going to get hit. Going down. Taken down again by that Lions defense. Derek Barnes, I see you, 55. That's a big-time play. The Lions stripped it away from Derrick Henry. What a big turn of events, and the Lions have got it now. Goff up under center. Montgomery the single back. Goff fakes to him, wants to throw, does downfield, wants Amon-Ra. Got him, made the catch inside the 40. It's a 1st down, but there's a flag down as well. It's a hold against Baltimore. That is huge. Center, single back is Gibbs. Goff turn, gives it to Jameer, to the end zone.
All right, victory Sunday night for everybody, man. Detroit Lions took down the doo-doo Browns. It was not a perfect game by any means. It was an exciting game. There was some great things that came out of this game, and man, there was a lot of things that didn't, like injuries. Again, we got some players that were not able to finish the game, and these are some big, giant, huge losses. Huge losses. Being able to continue on over the next few weeks without the likes of DJ Reed and potentially Terry and Arnold, which I know that there's mixed reviews on TA, but I think he's just young and he's coming together. I'll talk about him in just a moment. The Detroit Lions beat the Cleveland Browns 34-10 tonight. It was not an offensive showing like we really expected. Big time plays, man, up and down the field. We expected the Lions to move at ease on offense, at least at times, as long as they could keep that Cleveland defense at bay, which I felt that they did a pretty good job at doing. We'll compare my weekly keys and see, how close were we? to figuring out what the Browns were expected to do. Did they do it? Did the Lions do what I expected them to do? The answer is yes and no. Defense for the Detroit Lions tonight. Man, 50-50 ball here. It's a contested catch. And what I mean by that is they did some things really good and they did a lot of things really bad, especially against Joe Flacco. Like, are you kidding me here? You let Joe Flacco pick you apart all night? Shouldn't have happened. Should not have happened. You let Quinshon Judkins go for 82 yards? Shouldn't have happened. In an offensive line that was tattered up, has not been a good offensive line all season. What happened here? You know, I mean, Aiden had a few stats. Yeah, I mean, he had actually a pretty good game, a really good game, actually. But there's a lot of things he did wrong, too. Even though he got some stats, I mean, you know how I operate. You got to take the good with the bad, right? You blend the two together. And what you get at the end is not the big shiny object that you're hoping it's going to be. Some games you do. Some games you're just flawless. And it looks really good. Tonight, I was actually, I mean, not to be all poo-poo-ish, right? Tonight I had more questions. More questions. Like, it almost seemed like, and I hate to even say this about the Lions, because I don't believe that this is them at all, that maybe that they just celebrated a little too much after that Ravens game. The way that they started this game, they seemed a little bit slow. They did not seem to have that same get up and go after the Ravens as they did the Browns. And I'm not saying that they thought that they were just going to go in and you know, completely just annihilate this team, or more did they? Is that what they felt? Is that what this defense felt after beating Lamar, that they could beat everybody? Because for a hot minute there, man, this defense was in trouble. They were in trouble. And if it wasn't for, I mean, how many drops did the Browns have? Right? I mean, they had a ton of drops tonight. How many bad passes without pressure did Flacco throw? You combine those two things together, had those been catches and good passes, this game is not 34-10 at all. So a lot of good, a lot of bad, and I have questions, which, again, tomorrow, Monday, is tape review day for me. So I'll get into that tomorrow afternoon. We don't have a ton of stats to go through tonight, so we're gonna do the chalkboard here as far as what's already out there and have some discussion as far as what's already out there and what you guys think. We'll open up the phone lines here in, I don't know, give me 10 minutes. If any of you guys are still awake on this Sunday night. I mean, we've done plenty of post games at 1 o'clock in the morning after really late games, or till 1 o'clock in the morning after late games. So I know you all are out there, but it's a long day. It's a long, and there's a game on right now, which I'm sure everyone's got their eyes glued to. And quite honestly, I haven't even checked the score. So if you guys have a score update for me, that would be great. I literally just walked in the door maybe 15 minutes ago, and I haven't checked anything. So I don't even know what's going on in this game tonight. I'm hoping the Cowboys came to play, is what I'm hoping. Just like I was hoping that the Bears wouldn't come to play today, and they shouldn't have won that game. Attila, I asked you to email me your phone number so that I could try to catch up with you at the game. I didn't see an email. You must not have saw my reply, but I don't have the show phone on me. I left it at home. I don't bring two phones with me. So I couldn't, answer anybody's calls or texts. Next time I'm there and you're there, you have to let me know. Yeah, we'll talk about J-Mo for sure. What I saw in the game might be a little bit different than what you saw on TV. And let's be honest with that for just a moment, okay? Those of you that have been to a game, you know that this exists. What we see in the game is all of it. We have the opportunity to see all of it. What you see on a TV screen, depending on which type of game it is like half of it. So whether you're keyed in on just watching, the snap, the quarterback, a lot of people are just keyed in on the quarterback. They're not keyed in on certain players. And then that's how you kind of watch the game. You follow the ball, right? That's kind of how you're taught to watch football, unless you're an analyst or you're trying to study the game to, see what these players are all about, or you're keying in on a position. So what we see at the game is a little bit different. You get commercials, we don't. And we get a ton more action, but I also have to be able to watch everybody. So what I saw versus what you've seen is different. The other side of that is you get to see some things that I don't get to see. And that's a big difference too. So there's some things that you'll be able to tell that I won't be able to tell until I can watch the tape and see the other side of it. So my thoughts tonight, they're all right here. I chart the game as I watch the game. And some of the people that I sit with now hate me. I can tell. They don't talk to me anymore because I'm constantly with my nose in my phone writing all these notes as opposed to getting into the game conversation, which I try to do both. And yeah, I wish I just had people that would just chart it for me and send it to me, but they wouldn't be able to make my notes anyway. So that's the tough part about doing this, right? And so I get it, man. For media people, when they're up in the media box, they're just working, And so now it doesn't even feel like a game anymore. It feels like I'm working. I don't know how I feel about that. Actually, I know how I feel about that. I don't really like it, to be honest with you. Browns defense is legit. I would say in certain areas. Cruisin', I got your email. I thought I responded to it. No, I thought I did. I don't know. I guess you guys tell me what you saw, but here's where I'm going to start. We're going to start with the stats. We're going to work our way down, and then we're going to get into injuries. We'll get into the defense, and then we'll just keep working down the sheet. And I'm going to answer my own questions that I've made for myself each and every night that I do this. And hopefully next week, it'll be where it's supposed to be. So right away, Joe Flacco, 16 of 34 tonight. I mean, what a pathetic outing by Joe Flacco. The problem is a lot of drops, and I don't have the drop stats. I haven't pulled anything else up, so I don't have any drop stats as far as how many he had, but I counted at least 4, at least. And the same for Jared Goff. I counted about 4. Mostly to J-Mo, pretty much all to J-Mo. And then after the game, I hear people saying that there was only 2. And then, of course, JG steps up to the mic and tries to take ownership of J-Mo's mistakes. And I'm going to give you 2 thoughts on that. One, I think that's just Jared Goff being the leader of this team and wants to own everything as much as he can, as opposed to his player catching a bunch of flack. Like, we won the game. I played pretty well. Let me eat those for you. Right? I feel like that's kind of JG and what he's doing right now. That's really it. I guess I only have one take. I think that's what JG's doing. Because what I watched in the game and what I seen in the game, a little bit different. I'm not going to say every throw was perfect. There was two that I felt maybe 3 that there could have been an issue with, but he got targeted 8 times tonight. Didn't look good at all through the first 3 quarters. And so anyway, Joe Flacco, 16 of 34, 184 yards, took 3 sacks, 2 interceptions. If I were to compare that to what I thought that Joe Flacco was going to do in this game, I did say I felt like Branch was going to get a sack in this game, or Kirby. I thought we'd have at least one. That's where I thought that, the ball would go. Branch wasn't as involved. Glad to see that DJ Reed was involved. I also thought that Terrion Arnold might get an opportunity in this game to get an interception, but I'm glad that we pulled away with 2. And quite honestly, there probably could have been more. Jared Goff on the other side, 16 of 27. So both quarterbacks completing 16 passes tonight. The difference is Joe Flacco didn't throw for any touchdowns. Jared Goff threw for 2. Jared Goff also had an interception tonight. But he also, for the third game in a row, no sacks. And since 1982, when these things started to be studied, the stats, that's the first time it's ever happened for the Detroit Lions since 1982 that they started, or they've had 3 games in a row with zero sacks. I think that's a pretty incredible stat. I think it's a pretty meaningful stat. Here's the exact quote. For the first time since sacks became an official statistic in 1982, the Lions have gone 3 straight games without allowing a sack in a single season. Is it all of the offensive line? No, it's not. Jared Goff did a great job maneuvering in that pocket tonight. He did a great job stepping up where he needed to step up, bailed out when he needed to bail out, and he got rid of it. He dirted the ball, whatever he had to do to get rid of the ball to avoid a sack and move on to the next play. The worst thing you can do is take negative yardage against a defense like this. So it's not all of the offensive line. It's, Jared Goff doing his job and what he's supposed to do. He has to make that executive decision that this play's dead. I'm done with it. I'm throwing the ball away. So excellent job by Jared Goff tonight, managing another sack-free game. Doesn't mean he didn't take any hits. He took some hits. He took a late hit that was not flagged, and it should have been. It'll probably be a fine, but guess what? Fines don't help you between the white lines. Now, do they? NFL. The fines don't help you between the white lines. Watching this offense operate from the very beginning, it was exactly like I thought it was going to be. Jared Goff, quick, this is my notes from his first offense. Quick drop, set, fires for a first down. That was, I believe, might have been to Amon-Ra St. Brown. I don't remember now. And then the second play, the second first down, tight bunch formation. A lot of tight bunch formations in this game, as I expected, and put in my keys to the game. Fake handoff, and then what does Jared Goff do? He rolls out. Nobody home, move on to the next play. So the two first plays that they ran were right in my keys. Number 1, quick drop, get the ball out. Second play, roll out. Buy yourself a quarter of a second, half of a second, and try to find the open man. The third play, which was second down, he went into a fake wishbone. They legit lined up 3 guys in the backfield, and both of those guys line up on the right side of the line. And then they crashed in with Saint, which is another one of the keys in the game. And then Gibbs goes for 3 yards. Third or fourth play, third down, trips right. He had enough time, but I think the Jared Goff panicked a little bit. And then he threw the outlet to Gibbs for 4 yards. Lions go ahead and punt. So that was your first offensive line, our first offensive run. Wasn't great. There definitely was some meat on that bone, and they didn't do a good enough job. Moving down the stats, Quinshon Judkins, 21 carries, 82 yards. What is that, about 4 a play? 3.8, 3.9. It's got to be somewhere in there if my math is right in my head. So 82 divided by 21, 3.85. We call it 3.9. That's where we want him to be, right? Under 4 yards a carry, preferably 3.5, but under 4 yards a carry. Anytime you can hold it back under 100 yards and collectively as a team, 79 yards together, that's a good night. Now, he did gash us at times, and I felt like there was a play that I believe it was Jack Campbell or Alex Anzalone. I'm pretty positive it was Jack Campbell. I have it in my notes here somewhere. That if he did not make that tackle over the middle, he was gone for a touchdown. He would have only had one person to beat, and that would have been Kirby, and he probably would have beat Kirby. So, huge play. I'm pretty positive that was Jack, but a huge play in the middle of that defense to stop Quinshon from taking it to the house. On the other side of the ball, man, complete opposite of what I thought was going to happen in this game. I thought that Montgomery was going to have the majority of the success in this game. It was the exact opposite. David Montgomery did almost absolutely nothing. He completely just killed all of his stats for the season. He'll get it back. Not that he cares. He went 9 for 12 yards. 9 carries, 12 yards. That is absolutely horrendous. But Jameer, he popped a couple, had a 24 yard run, but he was 15 of 91 tonight. Much better game than last week. And again, the exact opposite of what I thought was going to happen in this game. He averaged 6.1 yards a carry. That's phenomenal. Anything over 5, man, that's a bonus. Jacob Sailors had an injury scare in this game. He went 2 for 11. Jamison Williams was -3. Kyle Allen was -2 at the end of the game there. Lions put up 109 yards on the ground tonight as a team. That's a win, man. It's a win, right? It's a win. In the receiving room, man, Flacco tried to get everybody involved. He pushed that ball out to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players. And what's weird is David Njoku is on this stat sheet. Now, just the other day, I could have sworn it said that David Njoku was on IR. Just the other day. And so I don't know how I missed that or how. Same thing with Jerome Ford. I could have sworn that he was on IR. I need to go back and look now. Man, this sheet looks way different off ESPN. Let me go to the Browns. I mean, either way, I can go back to my show the other day and listen to what I said and match it up with whatever sheet I was using then. Because I wouldn't have said it unless I read it. And I don't see him on this sheet right now. This is the Browns. Because I did say DeJuan Jones was put on IR, and he's still on this sheet. I said that they signed Mumford. I said that they brought up, what's his name, Avery. And I am exhausted right now, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it. Interesting. Very interesting. And that was from the Browns Wire, I believe is where I grabbed that from. It was from the Browns Wire. Anyway, moving forward. Where was I? They ended up going for 184 yards tonight on the 16 completions. Jerry Jeudy, man, he's got some amazing feet. He really does. That dude put DJ Reed on skates tonight very early in the game, and then DJ Reed closed it. I mean, closed that gap and made a play on the football. Just beautiful job by DJ Reed tonight. Absolute beautiful job. On the other side, the Detroit Lions put up 168 yards tonight through the air. A lot less than what I expected. But as far as kind of what I felt that the Lions were going to do, I said that, and this is what I thought. This is my predictions for the game. I thought that Amon-Ra St. Brown was going to go 6 for 68. He went 7 for 70. I thought that Jamison Williams was going to go 4 for 65 and a TD. He went 2 for 40. Like, it's not great. Sam Laporta, I thought he was going to go 3 for 33. He went 3 for 39. Both J-Mo and Sam Laporta, I thought were going to have touchdowns. They did not. Isaac Tesla, I thought he was going to get a couple of catches and a TD tonight. Man, they really didn't use him at all. He's not even on the sheet. So very interesting that when J-Mo was struggling, they didn't decide to at least give Isaac Tesla an opportunity in this game, which I don't understand. You know, anytime you have a guy struggling, sometimes it's best just to let him sit for a moment, go put somebody else in, see if they can make a play. Doesn't mean that J-Mo's out, right? Just go see if the other guy can make a play. That's all that matters. You know, you can still use J-Mo as, you know, his speed, but unfortunately in this game, what happens against a team like the Browns is when you're bringing in extra chips, extra blockers, you lose one of your weapons. And so that made it really hard to get Isaac Tesla involved in the game tonight, and that I understand. Because you can't have, 3 guys out there catching the ball all the time. Especially if you're going to bring in 2 tight ends, 2 running backs. You don't have the space for it, or you're limited, I guess I would say. You're limited on what you can do. Sam Laporta, again, 3 for 39, no touchdown tonight. Khalif Raymond, man, 2 of 13, but man, did he do his work in special teams tonight, man. Listening to what Dan Campbell said after the game, that they were just going to let him kind of get free with it a little bit and have some fun with it. Well, he had some fun with it. And I absolutely loved how he brought that football right up to I think it's his girlfriend. Excuse me if I'm wrong, or if it's his wife. Brings the ball up to his girlfriend, gives her a kiss, hands her the ball, and goes back on the field. What a class act. Watch the NFL do something stupid and fine them for that, right? I hope they don't. But watch them do something stupid. Jahmyr Gibbs was not involved in the pass game like I thought he was going to be. And that was a boomer or bust pick by me. I said, he could or he may not. The Browns don't give up a bunch of yards to running backs. They don't give up a bunch of yards to tight ends. Well, Sam Laporta had the most yards out of any tight end that the Browns have faced. Matter of fact, any 3 tight ends, you combine all their stats, and I think he had more yards than all of them combined. So that's a win, right? That's a win for the Lions tonight. We found other ways to get in the end zone. I thought the offense was good, and I think that we hit some roadblocks at times. And a lot of those roadblocks were because of Jameson Williams. So let me go there for a moment. Again, this is not JMO hate. This is real, raw, authentic, right? Authenticity, as we like to call it. I don't bullshit you guys. You know that. And I'm not saying that this is JMO for the rest of the season. But man, did he struggle tonight. He absolutely struggled tonight. And I don't know why, but it just seemed like he didn't want to be there. And I'm not saying that either. I don't know what it was. I don't know how the ball gets thrown right to you and it just kept bouncing off your hands. JG says, it's my fault. I should have thrown the ball better. Okay. All right, I'll give you that on the one that you're deep towards your end zone and you kind of threw the ball, I think a little bit more off of your back foot as opposed to finishing. You threw it high to the right and JMO was, running straight down the center of the field. But JMO's just looking. I mean, he's curling kind of a little bit towards it. He's just looking at it. That ball is 15 yards away from you and it's going to drop short. That's a pick ball all day. And you're just looking at it. And so there's 2 schools of thought here. If you break for the ball, that might alert the defense to go break for the ball too, or to look up and find it and pick it off. So there's the old school of thought that just says, act like you're going to catch it. And then you don't catch it. It's kind of like the punt returner or the kick returner. Oh, I got it. And the ball goes over your head. You do that on purpose, right? So there's that school of thought that JMO didn't break for the ball because he didn't want to give up an interception opportunity. And then there's the other school of thought. Well, if you see it, everyone else sees it. You need to go break on that ball and go swat it out of the air or try to catch it. Don't tell me you're not fast enough. Don't tell me you couldn't close on it. I think you could have. Now I need to watch the tape because I only had a sideline view. I don't have the end zone view of how far or how close that ball was really to JMO. That was one play, right? There was one of the first ones that Jared Goff, and that was the worst throw Goff had all night. It's a terrible throw. Terrible throw. Not JMO's fault at all. First throw, though, to JMO, where I don't know how this happened either. It was to my sideline. Beautiful ball by Goff. I think he put it in the right spot. JMO's looking right and then adjusts and turns and goes to his left. Well, JMO's done this before. Remember when JMO was having a lot of trouble earlier in his career last year with deep balls? He was having a lot of trouble tracking the ball. And you guys know what I'm talking about. You saw it. We've talked about it. A lot of you have said it. he was not tracking the ball well. I kept saying, man, does he need glasses? Does he need contacts? Like, what is going on here? It just seemed like tonight, for whatever reason, he was not connecting with Jared and he was not connecting with the football. But once he turned and he made a great adjustment, that ball goes through his hands again. But this was like the first pass. Goes through his hands, and that would have kept that drive going. I can't wear 2 of these, man. I don't even want 1 of these in. My ears are still buzzing. Okay, so we got that one out of the way, and then we got like the 3rd or 4th one out of the way. And right now, I think it's 1-1. You know, Goff has a bad throw, and I think that J-Mo should have had that football. Right? Should have had that football. When was the other one? Hold on. Let me go through my notes. Can't bank on my memory after a long day today. Oh, big return. Huge play. 3rd offense. 4th offense. Bomb to J-Mo. Goff appeared to get hit. Yep, so that was not J-Mo's fault. J-Mo big drop. So Lions 5th offense. We go 3 and out. So I'd have to go back and look at the 5th offense, but there was a run by Gibbs where we lost 2. Lions tried to use that aggressive D against the Browns, and the Browns sent 7 against us. Then Monty runs for a no gain, and then Jared uncorks a deep shot to J-Mo. Huge drop. Huge drop. So that was the 5th offense. And then on the 6th offense, I don't know why I don't have any notes there. 7th offense, it looks like we had another J-Mo drop on the beginning of that 7th offense. So in all, I mean, you get down to I think the Lions' 8th offense, and J-Mo is not connected again. Misses another ball. So I would say that there was four plays in there that I think J-Mo was responsible for at least 3 of them, to be honest. I think 3 of them were his fault. Not sure what happened. Just hopefully it's just one of those off games, but he just did not seem connected. And so to now give you my insight of what I saw during the game, this is just my take. It just seemed like he was running and he wasn't looking. He was not looking back for the ball at all. Ball's out. He's never looked. I mean, the ball nearly hit him. And again, this could be a miscommunication. Goff could be eating it, right? And maybe because he is right, that maybe he threw the ball in the wrong spot. But here's the thing that I don't get. You know that this defense is coming in hard, fast. J-Mo should know, I've got to look. Oh, the other one, the free play. They jump offside. J-Mo should know at the start of that line, when he takes off, this is a free play. So I've got to look early. Because who knows what's going to happen. They jumped. Goff could be getting killed, but that ball could be out, right? And I've got to be looking back. I got to find that ball. I got to put myself in a position to win. He didn't do that either. He just ran down the left side of the field, never looked back. The ball almost hit him in the back. Just wasn't connected tonight, man. They were not connected. Let's erase that one. Burn that tape, J-Mo, or learn from it. And Goff, and just be better next week, man. Just be better next week. It's all you can do. We at least won the game, and this didn't stop you from winning the game tonight, right? It could have been worse. Those could have been interceptions, right? Those could have been, and that happens too when players are not connected, and the ball starts bouncing funny. Interceptions happen. So thankfully that didn't happen tonight. Kelvar, I said the same thing earlier, man. I was like, I can't believe I'm saying this. Like, go Cowboys. I can barely say it. I don't want to say it. Hate the Cowboys. just about as much as I hate the Bears. All right, up next, Jack Campbell, man. Hell of a game for this dude. 11 tackles, 7 solo, 1 TFL. Derek Barnes everywhere and then nowhere at the same time. Alex Anzalone, a good game, got a sack tonight. Terrion Arnold, I thought he played a lot better as the game went on, and he started sticking his nose in the run game, made a couple of good plays. But again, he had some issues tonight. Again, I don't know what's up with this dude, but I want to say this about Terrion. I'm a huge supporter of him. Huge. Partly because I know what it takes. I've watched a lot of corners over my many, many, many years of watching football and coaching football, and corners tough. It takes time. He has the benefit of having a good defensive line. He has good linebackers this year. He's got great guys behind him and around him. And usually you would think that he would just jump right in, hit the ground running, and he would be an all-star corner day one. That rarely ever happens, right? That rarely ever happens. Let me ask you guys a question about a player that you know very well. When did Darius Slay start to get good? When did he start to get good? 2 to 3 seasons, I would say on average for a corner. When you have elite coaching, elite team, that should be more like 2 seasons at most. Probably 1.5 seasons at the earliest. Now let's throw in this giant fold. You're on your second defensive coordinator and your second defensive back coach. Back-to-back years as a rookie and as a second-year player. Even though the Lions are running largely the same scheme, they still are not. The linebackers are, I saw a ton of linebacker blitz at times tonight. Well, I shouldn't say a ton. I saw plenty of linebacker blitz tonight. That puts a different dynamic and stress on your corners, that you don't have any help over the middle. And so everything looks like it's your fault. And so until you go back and look at the tape and say, I see what happened here. Linebacker took off and didn't read that the tight end was coming across the middle. Who's going to pick up the tight end? Oh, but Terrion was the closest corner. He ends up getting charged with that play because he was the closest corner to proximity of the tight end. That's how that works when you look at stats. He was the closest corner. It's his fault. What a coach looks at, who screwed up? This was the play. This was the scheme inside the play. I'm calling out a name. Jack, you shouldn't have fired in because you knew that the tight end was coming. Right? You're supposed to drop back. But we're going to, Terrion ends up taking all the flack in the game because he's the closest one there and almost gets there. Or, the tight end catches the ball and then Terrion makes a play and tackles the guy. So he gets all the shit for it, right? Shit always rolls downhill. But back to my question. When did Darius Slay start to get good? And then when did he start to get great? So during his first year, he struggled mightily. Everyone was saying Slay sucks. He's a bust. Same thing they're saying about Terrion Arnold. And I'm going to emphasize the word they because I don't know who you or they are, but I see it everywhere, all over social media and in the media. Is Terrion struggling a little bit? Yes. Is he a bust? Hell no. Not even close. Have you seen how that dude tackles? Have you seen how he gets up in there in the run game? He's great in the run game. He makes great decisions. He's just struggling with some things right now, and it's probably scheme related. I think it's all mental. It's not physical. It's not ability. It's mental, which tells me either someone around him is doing something wrong or he doesn't understand the playbook as much as he should. Here is my one call out to you, TA. You probably shouldn't have started a podcast right now. I understand it's the thing to do with professional athletes now today. But man, if you're playing at the top of your game, do whatever the hell you want. Amon-Ra St. Brown waited until year 3 to start a podcast? You probably should have waited until year 3. And you probably should have had a really good season underneath your belt, because all of that extra time that you're prepping and thinking about a podcast and spending time in the recording booth and everything else, that is time that your nose should probably be in the playbook and watching film. That is my uneducated opinion. I still love you, dude, and I still think you got it, man. I've watched way too much of his film. He's Nick Saban's best dude. There's no way that Terrion Arnold is going to fail. There's no way. And you know what? I've been wrong many times in my life. I could be wrong here. But Darius Slay really didn't pick up until probably year 3. I would say year 3 is when he started to fly. I think year 2 with Calvin Johnson is when he really started to blossom. And I think year 3 is when he started to fly. So why would we say that Terrion Arnold is a bust right now? Absolutely not. Let's just put it this way, man. This is a team that Dan Campbell and Calvin Shepard and John Morton, right? The 3 powers that be, but the head guy himself, Dan Campbell, is like, this is a championship team. You're going to play like a champion, right? This is our ticket to the Super Bowl is you playing well. And if you're not playing to the standard, unfortunately, you're going to have to play less until you can get up to speed with everybody else. That doesn't mean that he's a bad football player. It doesn't mean that he's a bust. It just means that he needs a little bit more time, and Dan is not willing to risk the overall goal to allow one player to kind of flop around a little bit. Let's get him up to speed. Let things slow down for him a little bit. And then maybe halfway through the season, things start to turn and he starts to, be well on his way. I got a big shout out to Brad Holmes right now while I'm thinking of it. It's funny how the edge position always sneaks into my soapbox. Dan is the smartest man in the room right now. You brought in Avonte Maddox and Rock Ya-Sin and Amik Robertson. I mean, dude, without those guys right now, who would we have? And these guys can play football at a high level. They can't play football at DJ Reed level, right? I think Amik can. Lock Amik up right now. You better extend him tomorrow. Get him done for another year or 2. Add another year on, whatever it is, just do it. You're going to need him. Do it now. The dude is exactly what we need on this team. He's a hell of a football player. When asked to go outside, he plays great. Without those guys right now, we are in trouble tonight. They did the best of what they could. They ended the game great. And again, I haven't looked at all the stats or all the film yet. Okay. But from what I saw, I think they played great to finish the game. If that was Amik Robertson and Kendall Vildor, hey, that lead probably closes in a hurry. Right? Because they have some people to pick apart. Especially with Kirby getting banged up for a minute there. Whew. I mean, wow. We Kirby got lucky. Thankfully. And hopefully DJ Reed gets a little bit lucky too. And hopefully Terrion Arnold, right? And I heard what Dan said after the game. The TA doesn't look as serious. But look, anytime you bring a card out for a guy, it's serious. They do it for 2 reasons. It's serious or it's out of abundance of caution, but still somewhat serious of an injury on the field. right? You're not bringing out a cart for a broken nail. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not doing that. Here's the second thing I was going to say about Brad Holmes. All right, if we need a lockdown corner right now, we got to go trade for somebody. Man, is it nice to have a bunch of cap space, huh? Feels good having a bunch of money in the bank. Thank God we didn't go out and buy another $35 million edge rusher. Because I'll tell you right now, you can have all the edge rushers you want in the world. Look at the Browns, the best freaking team in the league. Defensive tackles and edge rushers. And we hung 34 on them. You don't win football games with just edge rushers, and you don't spend all of your money on one position. So for all of the people out there that just think that that's the answer, you're wrong. But thankfully, Brad has the money sitting in the pocket right now to go out and do whatever he needs to do today or tomorrow or at 2 a.m. Right? He can do whatever he needs to do. But had they went out and signed another edge rusher, guess what would happen? You got no corners, right? The minute that something happens to those guys, I don't even want to say that, but something happens to those guys, it doesn't matter if you've got great edge. 2.2, 2.3, 2.4 seconds, ball's out. Just look what Lamar does. He doesn't even use his legs. He just 2-3 step drop, ball's gone. 3 touchdowns against some crap corners 2 weeks ago. Look what Jared Goff did tonight. 2-3 step drop, 2.4 seconds, ball's gone. Myles Garrett's not even close. So it doesn't matter. Like edge, it's fun to have some sacks. How long did it take for us to get sacks tonight? Way too long. Way too long. Yeah, Aiden got some stats. But if it's taking you 3 seconds to get to Joe Flacco, get the F out of here, man. That's way too long. If you think that that's exciting, if you think that that's going to win football games from here on out against good football teams, it is not. The way this defense played tonight, and if they would have played this way a week ago on Monday, not even a week ago, but on Monday, we're not winning that game. I don't know if they emptied the gas tank or what, but they just didn't look the same tonight. And it might have been a different scheme. Maybe Calvin Shepard dialed it back a little bit, which I don't understand. I would have pinned my ears and gone after Flacco all night. He didn't seem to really do that. But again, I need to watch the tape. I need to watch the film tomorrow and find out. Anyway, thank goodness Brad is he's got some money in the bank for us. I don't know about Stephon Gilmore. He's a little over the hill, twice over. Cruising, I have no idea what you're saying there. James, I might have bought you a membership, man. I bought some memberships the other day, but plenty of the other members and moderators, they buy memberships every once in a while. So good to have you back in, man. Appreciate you in. And everybody else, appreciate you guys all hanging out tonight. Let's get the phone lines open. And just in case you guys want to call, I mean, everyone usually doesn't call for whatever reason. And I know it's late and I'm tired and I'm not going to be on forever. But I will gladly take a couple of calls. So anything that you want to share tonight. I love it when we can have good, wholesome debates. I love good debates. I love talking about, hey, you see one thing one way, I see something a little bit different. If I lose the argument, I admit that I lose the argument, man. That's what it's all about. Not everybody can do that. I can do that. I can admit when I'm wrong. You kind of learn how to do that when, you have, well, those of you that are married, you know what I'm talking about. You learn to eat your tongue when you need to. All right, that thing should be flying up on the board anytime. I'll leave it open here for a little bit. Do me a favor, and if you guys got questions in the chat, you got statements, use caps for questions and statements for me. That way I can see it. I don't always look at the chat when I do these things solo. Turnovers win the game. Absolutely, man. Turnovers were huge tonight, John Desage. Good to see you in tonight. Trace, I think you're talking about TA. Talking about his moments last year, cleaning up the penalties. He'll clean them up again this season. Look, I don't know what happened tonight on that penalty with TA, but it was complete BS. And again, I got to watch the film. But I watched the replay. I had my phone going, so it was about a 15-second delay between what was on field and then what was popping on my phone. And so I would turn to my phone and try to watch the replay. Man, they don't show replays anymore like they used to. What happened to the NFL? It's like they're trying to hide what they do because they're not showing replays. It's not even close. Like every time a play ended, it was almost immediate that there would be some replays rolling, whether it was a good play, a bad play, a penalty, an injury, whatever. There was a replay almost every time, as long as there was a little bit of time between plays. If they were in hurry up or up tempo or something, yeah, they weren't going to replays unless the clock was stopped, right? Or there was a official's timeout or something. They're not doing replays. I don't understand that. They're so far and few between. And they might do a replay and they don't show the whole damn play. So they don't even show what you're looking for. And that's BS. That is absolute BS. All right. So Mr. Detroit City's in the house says Mailbag. I don't know who Mailbag is. I haven't watched any of the game tonight, if you're asking me. I haven't seen any of it. Did my heart stop when Hutch went down? Not really. And the reason why, and I don't know if you guys could see this, but as soon as he went down, DJ Reed walked over to him, looked at him, and he probably heard Hutch say what Hutch told us after the game. I'm fine. Just give me 30 seconds. Reed turned around and gave 2 thumbs up to the bench. And so when he went 2 thumbs up to the bench, we knew that Hutch was good. I don't know if you guys saw that. So I knew he was good. I didn't see the play happen because it was across the other field, closer to the opponent side. I sit on the 40, about 30 rows up. And yeah, it was kind of tough to see. So I wasn't afraid. I know a lot of people were probably gasping a little bit. Brent Lighton, that's a funny comment. He says, hey, it's okay for you to have an opinion. I will just tell you if it's right or not. That's great. Stats on Muhammad. I don't think Muhammad had his stat night at all. But here, let's look. I don't think he had crap tonight. I don't think he had anything. I don't even see him on the board. I don't see anything. I don't see anything for Muhammad. Aiden, though. Aiden had 4 tackles, 3 solo, 2 sacks, 2 TFLs. Great night. Now, the question is, and you know that I'll dig into the tape tomorrow, how fast did the sacks happen, right? Coverage sacks, we love them. And Aiden again said that again tonight. I know that there's some people out there that say, coverage sacks are not what you want and they're pathetic or whatever they say. Tell me then why Aiden says my job, I do my job because it's a good blend paraphrasing here, a good blend of having good coverage and good pass rush, right? They meld together. When you have good coverage, teams like Philly can do things what they did last year. When you have good coverage, teams like the Lions are going to be able to do things like, well, they were doing this year. It's just insane to me. I'm telling you, there was a different defense tonight because you do not have 7 sacks on Lamar Jackson and only have 3 or whatever it was on Flacco. Was it 3, right? 3 on Flacco? Yeah, 3. It's like they weren't dialed up tonight. It's like they were. I know there's a lot more linebacker blitz, and man, that offensive line, like, hats off to them. Like, hats off to them. They played pretty well tonight, but I think it was a scheme thing tonight. I really do. Because if it were me, I mean, I'd probably been sending 6 guys on every play, 7 guys on almost every play, at least early, and just getting after Flacco. Didn't see it. I just didn't see it a whole lot. And the times that we did see it, it seemed like our linebackers just got caught up. Every time, Jack was blitzing or Anzo was blitzing, they got caught up in the line. It's like they weren't even hitting a hole. It just closed up. And then Hutchinson, I don't know which side he got his sacks on. So I don't know if he was going up against the second stringer for the Browns or not. That's what the tape's going to tell me. I don't know who he was going up against, but it did appear that he did beat one guy pretty clean. Like real clean. So good outside in move by Aiden. Good night by him, man. He's got to keep stacking. Keep stacking. Who else had a decent night tonight? I mean, Terry and Arnold had 6 tackles. I mean, he was doing pretty well in the run game. I just can't believe how incredible Jack is. And I've got to do a better job at not saying Campbell. So my dad has a request. We should only refer to Mr. 46 as Jack. No more Jack Campbell, just Jack. Because back in the day, some of the best defenses in the world, you never heard about these guys' last name. When you said the word Jack, you knew who you were talking about. Right? So it's just Jack from now on. Just Jack. I kind of like it. Just Jack. Brian Branch had a good night. I think he played pretty well. Let's talk injuries for just a sec. Bad injuries, man. Bad injuries. Aiden, like you guys already knew, went down. He had the wind knocked out of him. He was up, within a minute or so, he was fine. Kirby goes down. I'm watching this happen. He goes down after DJ Reed runs it back. I didn't see what happened to his knee. I thought he got hit in the head. And so he starts to get up, and then he goes back down. And I'm like, oh boy. And he puts his head down, right? Almost like there's something wrong up here. He goes back down. Trainers are with him, and then he gets back up. He gets helped off the field. And I'm like, well, at least he was able to get up and off the field. So that's good, right? The fact that he came back in this game, and I watched him come on, he was jogging up and down the sideline. You could hear people starting to notice that he was on the sideline. I took the picture. And then he comes back in the game, and I think he played well. I really think he did. But I got a question on this. I have a big question on this. If this is the same knee issue that he's been battling all season, do you think that Brad Holmes made a mistake at signing this guy to a longer term deal? Right? Do you feel that's a mistake? If you knew he was battling a knee issue, because remember, as soon as Kirby got this deal, these knee issues started to creep up. And it was the offseason, so maybe he was already going through offseason treatment. Maybe the team already knew about it. I don't know. All I know was shortly after he signed this deal, all of a sudden, Kirby is missing a lot of time. And Kirby has inflammation in his knees. No significant injury, just inflammation. which speaks to me like a tendinopathy kind of a deal or an arthritis, type of a deal. I would hope not arthritis this early, but tendinopathy certainly makes a lot of sense. My knees are shot, so I know what it feels like to have really bad knees, but that's for other reasons because just about every other bone in my body or joint in my body is falling apart. I have arthritis. So I guess I'm a little concerned with him being able to fill out his contract. And did Brad make a mistake? I'm not saying did he make a mistake on the player, right? Because Kirby's phenomenal. He's exactly what you want. But if that player has some pretty bad baggage, like let's say, and I hope it's not, but let's say this injury is like somewhere near like Christian McCaffrey, where Christian McCaffrey, I mean, his career is just about done now because of this injury. But to both knees or to both legs, he's got that tendinopathy, and that never goes away, right? Never goes away. All you can do is treat it, get injections, which makes it worse down the line. I don't know. You be the judge. I would not want Kirby anywhere else. I'm definitive about that, but I also don't want to see, the Lions invest a ton of money in someone and then it doesn't work out. But again, I got to watch the tape. I got to watch the tape on that injury because I need to see what happened. Did he take a knee? Right? Did his knee get jammed in the turf? Was it a helmet to the knee? Was it a non-contact injury? What happened to the knee? No, hell no. You shouldn't bring Melifonwu back. Hell no. No way. No way. Absolutely not. Yeah, he was an OP all training camp. Like that's David Lyons. That's what I'm talking about, man. He can post on X with a leg injury. I'm not following you. Garrett had a sack a game coming to Detroit. Hey, I think our offensive line did a hell of a job tonight. I really do. Besides that one time when Sam Laporta gets singled up on Myles Garrett. Oh my God. That was hilarious. Myles just made him look foolish. And that could have been disastrous. And I thought I heard Jared Goff during his press conference say that he got them into a bad situation, ended up putting 87 on 95, and that was his fault too. Is Jared Goff just being like, Dad Goff now? Like, he's just going to take everybody's mistakes. He's just going to own it. That was definitely a mistake. You don't put Sam Laporta on Myles Garrett. Please tell me you don't. Like, that's crazy. You don't do that. If anything, you double Garrett. But they did an excellent job tonight on that offensive line. And I thought that, I thought that Gibbs did an excellent job. But even in the beginning, when I was watching him, get some chips in there and put his best shoulder into those guys, like, he did a great job. All right, let me just run through some of my notes to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. I try to separate it. The big return by Khalif, Lions' second offense. Lions tried the power speed out with Brock Wright. Let's see, that's not really a note. Oh, here we go. The huge play to St. Brown in the second O. Goff escaped, and then a chip with a hip by Gibbs, which helped him escape. Lions get to the first down. Big run by Gibbs for 8. Then tripping on the defense, 15 yards tagged on the end. Remember that play? That was huge tonight. And that play happened because of the chip with the hip before and then the penalty after. At the 13-yard line, Decker lost inside leverage. The sack on Goff was negated by a holding penalty on the defense. But man, Decker got burned up on that play. So this had to be end of the first quarter. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, probably end of the first quarter. I didn't write any times down today. I'll just watch it all again tomorrow. Yeah, this is on the Gibbs TD. So the Lions for like 1st and 5, they ran Gibbs right at Garrett. I love this. So we were talking about last week and in the keys to the game, talking about use that aggressiveness of the Browns against them. And they ran right at Garrett, knowing that Garrett's going to come crashing in, which that's my next, knock for the Lions defense, because Aiden, again, you got to take the good with the bad. Aiden crashed in tonight a couple of times, and I don't know why he is getting so lost in the sauce. Anything that is a misdirection, anything that is like a play action fake, he's missing it. And he keeps going after the wrong player. And then the play is going the other way. It's happened multiple times this year. And I just keep telling myself that Aiden's going to get better. Again, against good teams, you don't get away with that. Against the Browns, you do. Against good teams, that you don't get away with that at all. Let's see. Oh, how about DJ Reed on Jerry Jeudy? Browns' third offense. It was a good pass, or somewhat of a good pass to Jerry Jeudy. He goes up to get it, and DJ Reed makes a play on Jeudy, pushing him out of bounds. But just before that play, that's what I started with tonight, where DJ Reed, he made a good play by closing the gap, getting to Jerry Jeudy, but Jeudy, shook him out of his shoes. Beautiful play, and footwork by Jeudy. Even better play by DJ Reed to close the gap. Some good duo plays tonight inside zone. The duo was working well. What else? Oh, here is the Browns' 5th offense. It was 2nd down, and Lions were in zone, and this is where Hutch got burned crashing in. And then that next play, Reed got an interception. So if you're going to go watch the tape, there you go. There's your point of reference. Browns' 5th offense. The play right before Reed's interception. And then that play where I said that Jack made that big stop, that would have been the Browns' 6th offense. And it looks like it was 2nd down. Lions were in zone on 2nd down. Lions sent multiple backers. Jack on the blitz, holding on Browns. Now it was 2nd and 18. Lions go back in zone. And then Jack gets that big stop that maybe saved that TD. So there's another point of reference for you. Browns offense in the second half. First offense. It is their second down. And Branch absolutely laid some wood on that hit, and I forgot who it was on, but man, absolutely laid the boomstick down. Same series. Looks like the third second down. Branch had a nice PBU on that play during that series. Browns ended up punting on that series. Lions first offense. That's where I put J-Mo wasn't connected. And Rose, right about after that, I kind of just stopped making notes. Like I wanted to stay into the game, and I'll watch it again tomorrow. So, all right, no phone calls. I'm going to hang up the line. Would love to get you guys calling. I'll be back for the morning show. I'll try to get some notes done in the morning and roll from there. You know, I don't even know if Eric's going to be on the show tomorrow. He didn't tell me. Probably going to get a late start tomorrow. So just be prepared for that. If you don't see anything, we're probably going to get a late start. See how I feel. I got to get some sleep. You guys have been great. Detroit Lions win. And that's the only thing that matters, man. We got the W tonight. My score prediction. Oh, I forgot to go through that. I'll have to go through and look how far I was off. I thought Jared Goff was going to be 24 of 34, 253 yards on the night. Yeah, he wasn't even close. Didn't put it up 34 times. I think he threw 28 again. I think he was like 16 of 28. So not a great night. Not a bunch of yards. Could have had a bunch of yards had we not had a ton of drops. And we would have been a lot closer to my prediction. But I called 35-14 in this game. Lions win 34-10. So that is 2 weeks in a row that I've been extremely close. I still haven't hit one yet, but extremely close. And then if you go to my regular season calls, this is the crazy thing. If you go back to my regular season calls, like all of the season calls, I want to say that I put the Browns game was going to be a plus 14 win. And that was done a long time ago. A long time ago. And I had no idea their defense was, I put a plus 14 win. I said for the first quarter, now that we're done, here's what I put. The Lions take down the Packers in week 1, win margin of 10. Well, you can flip-flop that. And then the Bears, win margin of 9. Well, we did way better than that. Open up the division 2-0. We ended up going 1-1. Week 3, headed to Baltimore. The Lions pull out a close game, beating the Ravens with a plus 6 margin. That was a very close game. The Lions pulled ahead at the end. Now that the Lions are 3-0, actually 2-1, they get to go back home to take the Browns, winning this game in a convincing fashion, winning plus 14. It was pretty convincing. It was tighter than I wanted it to be in the beginning. But it was a pretty convincing win. But, well, we're done with quarter 1. The Lions are 3-1. I think we're in a great position. We've got some big injury concern. We need to get some corners hopefully up and ready to go. Because I'll be honest, you're not going to be able to go the next 2, 3, 4 weeks against those teams without some corners. So Brad Holmes, he's got all the money in the world to make it happen. He doesn't really have a whole bunch of draft capital that you really want to give up. But he's got to do what's right for the team. And that's the only thing that matters. And whatever that is, Brett, Dan is going to say we have enough. And we might with Amik Robertson, but I'd be worried about the other side. And that means that Kelvin Shepard is going to have to shift a whole bunch of things. And defense is going to look different. Let's just get another dog in here, man. You can always make room on the roster. And if somebody wants to win a championship, I think that they're going to just have to adopt the same mentality that the offense does. There's a lot of mouths to feed. Let's just go win, right? All right, I'm out of here. I'm yawning. I'm not going to start that again. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Take care. Go One Pride. Go Detroit Lions. Adios. It's game time, Detroit, and you found the right place for the latest Detroit Lions news. So hop on in and take the ride to Super Bowl 60 with Rocked On Detroit Lions. Join Will Rock, Eric Rintamaki, and Riley O'Brien today on the Rise and Grind Morning Show. Good morning.